Hi, everybody out there in Facebook, in our Accelerate Your Cleaning Business to 6 and 7 figures, or if you're watching from our CEO Master Plan, hi. I'm really excited today to present to you Sonja, who is an online business coach who is helping through her anxiety program. It's called The Struggle is Real. Take back control of your life. And it's exactly what it sounds like. Sonja and I took some time to get to know each other about a week ago, and it was just nonstop talk, talk, talk. We just could not get enough of each other. So it was really fun, exciting for me to meet somebody so like-minded and professional and business-oriented. So I'm really excited that you agreed to come on today on our Wednesday night spotlight, which will now be happening every week. You are the very first Wednesday night spotlight, and there's going to be more to come. So maybe we'll even have you on again in the future. So hello, everyone. I am going to set the stage over to Sonja and let her introduce herself, tell you what she does. And I just want to, before we go there, I'd like to just let everyone know that you should be going ahead and putting your questions in the chat. If you like, I'm monitoring it on my phone here. Go ahead, Sonja.
Hello, obviously, yes, I'm Sonja. I'm a stress and anxiety management coach. And a little bit of background about myself is how this all got started is I've been a massage therapist for 13 years now, and I had no idea what life coaching was. And I realized over the years that all my talking with my clients throughout the sessions, giving little tidbits of advice and helping people. And it's funny because I would have quite a few of my clients afterwards that would go to leave after they're done paying and all that and be like, thank you so much for the free therapy. And I'm like, well, of course, like if we can't get your stress under control here, obviously we can't get it gone from the body type thing. So I didn't realize I've always been a stress and anxiety coach. Just didn't know it had a name. So I've been doing it for apparently a long time now. And how I put together my program is I actually have been there, done that. I was a completely overwhelmed, stress-ridden anxiety basket case, like up to here. I was the person, my pencil lead would break and the world was ending. Instead of just looking for a sharpener, we're just, oh my God, I can't believe this happened. And you have your little tantrum and because when you're that high in the stress and that high with anxiety, you literally can't take anything else. You cannot handle, your bucket is full. And even that one little drop is too much. You can't handle anything else. So thankfully, I have a wonderful boyfriend who apparently is a naturally born life coach. He probably should be doing it. And he would nag at me and give me advice, and which of course I, would be so angry and how dare you say that? And one day I actually pulled my head out of my butt and started thinking and listening. And he was right. And so, yeah, I know you hate to admit that, but so I started listening more and I got my anxiety and stress down just enough that I could actually start processing things myself and start turning the wheels myself instead of just having to hear it coming from him. Because again, when we're up here, you have the brain fog. Things don't register properly. You're just trying to survive. You're trying to do all the things. You don't have time to worry about yourself. But we can, when we finally get that few steps under our belts and calm everything down a bit. And then so however many years later, here we are. I obviously you can never get rid of stress and anxiety completely because we're living. Life happens. There'll always be something that comes up, but it's, can we handle it? Can we control it? Do we know how to deal with it accordingly? So that's kind of, I've created it's a 3-month program I've created based on everything I've learned. Because of course, want to become a life coach, so you take the courses, you get the education. So between that and my life journey is what my program is all about. And since I assume a lot of people don't have one of my boyfriends at home to nag them, I will be your nag.
I love
So
that's really awesome. You already in the first couple of minutes, you've already struck some chords in me. I found myself kind of floating away into realization. One of the things that really struck me already in the conversation is the drop in the bucket. One more drop and you're going to just lose it. Like, I'm also a coach in a different way. I'm not a life coach, but I do a lot of mindset. And when people come to me and you can just tell that they're at that one last drop moment, I have to find a way to bring them down. And to tell you the truth, I really don't know how. I just fumble my way through it and hope that I'm giving them the best possible advice. But I haven't been trained this way, although I think I do have that skill from healthcare. It's really, when I met you, what I thought was, yes, this is what's needed in the world. More people that can help in those. I don't think that I don't think that it's in the moment when you get to that full cup, but the moments leading up to it, to recognize them and be able to take a step back and solve the problem or find the release before you blow. You know, through my whole life, people used to always tease me that you never ever noticed there was anything wrong with me, and then one day I would just blow. Thankfully, I'm not like that typically, although I'm not perfect. I'm gonna admit that. But
nobody is.
I think when you're new in business or growing, right, for each new step of growth, you can get to those points where you kind of hate everything around you and you sort of think, why do I hate everything around me when everything is going exactly the way I wanted it to? So I'm just wondering, can you tell me what the most prevalent sources of stress are in the business world and how individuals can recognize them?
I think I know for me. So when I did massage full time, I honestly probably worked 10 to 12 hours a day because you have your clients, and an hour session is more like an hour and a half, plus the cleaning, the charting, the paying, the laundry. Oh my God, the laundry. And it was trying not to do too much business. And then you have zero home life, you have zero personal life. Trying to balance that a bit. And I found keeping track of, I don't know where everyone is in their business, if they're like corporations, employees, how big it gets. But you have to keep track of everything, the payroll, the GST, all your accounting. And if you're doing it yourself, that's a lot of programming to learn. It's a lot to remember. So I found between trying to keep all the business, everything structured. So thankfully, I mean, I am an A type. Lists were my savior. Planners, everything, write everything down, organize everything, because without it, I know I was completely lost. And then it's also trying to keep things separate. And that's why it's also so important to have everything written. Try and take the pressure off your brain. You don't want to have to remember, because then even if you're having your family time, halfway through a movie, halfway through dinner, oh, I forgot, just wait. Well, now you've ruined your quality time with your family. Now you're off somewhere else. Like, you're still, something I find very important. It's difficult to do in the beginning, but it's that giving 100% in what you're doing, which also implies why the structure and the planning is so important. Because if you're at work, you need to be 100% at work. If you're worried about the kids, if you're being guilty for not doing this, you're guilty for not kids, husband, whatever, then you're not fully in your business, which means your business is going to suffer. So whether that means I don't have all the answers for the family dynamics, but like hiring a sitter, like coming up with solutions. But when it's business time, 100%, unless there's emergency, families over there on business. Then when your scheduled business time's over, the phone is gone, the accounting program gone, family time, 100%. Business does not exist during family time. Pending emergencies, of course, I'm sure, like, again, I don't know about the cleaning industry, how everything, but obviously for massage, I turn the phone off, leave it in the other room. And because it's the quality over quantity, because 4 crappy hours with your family or 2 crappy hours or 4 crappy hours in your business is far less than 2 quality hours with family or 2 quality hours being productive in business. So it's getting that mind frame. Whatever you do, give it your all, which is, in my opinion, also why you have to structure, have the planner, put it in there, and commit to those times. And then that just.
Oh, geez.
Sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off because, oh, geez. Wow, you're really connecting with me. So let me explain what's going through my mind, because I think it's probably going through the people's that are watching through their mind too. You know, when I'm speaking with my clients, with my employees, and with my online clients for my master plan, I'm always talking about the benefits of quality over quantity. We talk about it all the time. And I never thought about quality for my emotional state or for my thought processes, like quality over quantity. Let's take some time to nourish our emotions rather than just allowing emotions to just filter through us at every moment according to the situation. You know, the difference between being reactive and proactive, right? Wow. Wow, Sonja. So many things to think about. I'm just loving it. And I can see how just spending some time talking with you could really make a difference for so many people. I love it.
Oh, perfect. You're so welcome. And it's funny because like you said in the beginning, it's that mindset. It's just changing how we think about stuff. And mindset really is everything. And it's that difference, like kind of how you were almost touching on there, where there's so many things in life we cannot control what happens, what people say to us, what people might do to us. Like we have zero control over any of that, but we can always control how we react. So it's also that difference of, maybe somebody says or does something and it really hits you, but it's that giving up your personal power, giving up your emotion. We have to remember when we allow people to anger us, and again, when we're full stress, that bucket's full, that anger could last days to the point where we don't remember why we're mad, because you get in that spiral. But we've now given that person who's angered us days of our time, days of our energy, our life that has been, I don't want to say ruined, but taken over by anger. Those days could have been happy. They could have been, maybe you played family night games, but who will never know, because we've allowed that person to take the time away from us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that too. Do you find that, so you're talking, I think, right now about mindfulness, being mindful of who you're giving your energy to and the reasons why. What about meditation? Do you think that meditation plays a role?
So I love meditation. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea. So meditation actually also literally helps our brains be put in a state where we are not as easily offended by things that happen in life. So it actually reprograms our brains to be able to have something come at us, and we can sit back and be like, oh, okay, well, I don't know if I like that or not, instead of, oh, like it's complete. I don't know how it happens, but it is very interesting to me. But it really, I think it's wonderful. But I will also add, for people who are like, oh, meditation, I can't do that. And I do also remember, like, when you're sitting up here and you have a hamster wheel and you've got 400 thoughts and you're being pulled it, trying to sit there, you can't. I tried it back in the day and I could not clear my mind for the life of me. What's the dog doing? What am I going to eat? What am I cooking? Did I vacuum? Like,
Mhm.
so something I love, and I think of it like the little toe in the water to meditation. It's called square breathing, and it actually just brings awareness and that mindfulness into yourself. So it's 4 seconds breath in, hold for 4 seconds, 4 seconds breath out, and then hold for 4 seconds. So big old square. But what we want to do in that time is when we're breathing in for 4 seconds, all of our attention and focus, feel how the air enters our lungs. What's our ribs doing? Our muscles are expanding. How are my shoulders sitting? Like all of your focus and attention is just on the breath. And then same thing when you're holding it. Okay, are my shoulders up? Are they down? How does this feel? I'm expanded. Do I feel like I need to breathe out? 4 seconds. Okay. And breathing out. And this just, everything else can melt away. And the only thoughts we have is of that breathing. So it's like that little
Let's
toe of, yeah, focus.
let's do that for a second. I just did that without you doing the explanation, and it changed me in that 4 seconds. So do you mind? Will you walk me through it, and maybe the people that are watching, if they aren't driving or working, maybe they'll do it too, and we could just see the feeling after. Do you mind?
Oh,
I'm
not at
I'm pretty
all. So
cheesy.
no, no, it's all good. So just before we start, take note. Like, are you a little fidgety? Is anything like going on? How are you feeling in the moment now? And then we're going to stop, preferably close our eyes, but again, not everyone's cup of tea. And breathe in for 4 seconds. How's it feeling? Everything. Hold. How are the muscles feeling in your body? Ribs expanding. Breathing back out, everything coming down. How is the air going through your nose? Hold that. How does that feel compared to having the lungs inflated? And we're done.
That was
It,
that was perfect. I could see how
it,
that could help.
and you know what? You do that even 3 or 4 times. And then, like, so how do we feel now? Like, I noticed even though I was talking through it, my legs are a little more relaxed. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, shoulders a little down more. Yeah, okay. I'm feeling a little more gooey.
Yeah, that felt really good. Like actually, I do feel even a little bit more perky, like a little bit more energized than a few seconds ago. And I can think of so many times in the business world where we might need to just have that quick little, like that's a 12-second meditation where, if you're going into a meeting that you're dreading or into a consult that you're nervous about, where you could just give yourself that 12 seconds. And if you needed a minute, you could do that 6 times. Is that 6 times 12? 5 times.
Well, and that's it.
I never
It's
said I was good
so,
at math.
yeah. But yeah, it's so short. It's so fast and easy. Like this is not, people walk down a hallway way slower than you can get 4 breaths in. Like, you know what I mean? You can do it
And you could
anywhere.
do it while you're walking down the hallway too.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And then it just allows that little bit of clutter to go out. And then for the however long you can keep it in that calmer mental state, you can think of things, you can focus better, ideas. Like, yeah, it's that little toe into what we can do when we've brought ourselves down a bit.
Thanks so much for that. I have another question that's been burning on my mind here, so I have to ask. When it's in regards to time management, I know this could be a definite stressor for many of us. What advice can you offer to help us with that?
Yeah, unfortunately, this goes back to planning, getting out that schedule and planning. I know a lot of people don't like to be so structured, but it really alleviates forgetting things. You literally schedule it in. And the other benefit people forget, and this is only also in the beginning when you have to overly schedule yourself, because once you kind of calm down a bit and you can actually think of things a little bit better, the brain fog is lifted. You don't have to necessarily be so regimented. But in the beginning, when you look at the schedule, if you have literally everything written down, sometimes you go, holy crap, I do not have time for all this. And instead of being, 5 p.m. Tuesday evening and being like, oh crap, we're not getting this all done, and then losing your mind some more, and then your evening's ruined. Maybe when you plan this either the day before or Sunday night, whenever people like to plan out things, you can be like, oh, that's not going to work. Okay, we need to change this. And the other thing I found was when we get rid of all the stress and anxiety, because again, brain fog, we can't think properly, we don't process, we don't react well, like, the pencil lead breaks, instead of just sharpening it and back to my list making, oh my god, I have to lose my mind for 10 minutes, stomp around, I don't know, maybe I start vacuuming or something and I've kind of lost my way. So we actually gain a ton of time just by putting things on paper, following structures. Like, it is a process to get it under control. Obviously, we don't just wake up and be like, I'm going to make a list and a plan and I'm all better. But when we do get control over the stress and anxiety, we don't have all those freak out moments. We don't get so flustered. All of a sudden, we found we just spent half an hour on the couch scrolling Facebook and we're like, oh, what happened? Like, we really do waste a lot of time with our stress and anxiety, just giving it away, or especially anxiety, the 40 worried things that could happen, like, oh my god, my child's walking to school and a tree branch might fall on him, I should stress about this for a while. Like, no, right? Like,
Some people do.
Absolutely. And that takes time to sit there. And whether you take 2 minutes, 5 minutes, or 20 minutes having a panic attack, this is all wasted. So I found my before, holy crap, stress, gonna lose it, to my after, I could, before I was running like a chicken with my head cocked right till bedtime, just always. And then after, I'd sit down, maybe grab a glass of wine, and boyfriend and I would watch a program every evening, stress-free, guilt-free, and I was booked solid for work. So yeah, it's hard. Yeah, it's hard to think that, well, that doesn't just create, but it does, because we lose a lot of it to our mental state.
Well, I am now in Mexico, where you are. And so what I did, I came here looking for a little bit of relief. I was far too involved with my cleaning business, and I had some hopes and dreams for my online program, and I really wanted to just focus on that. So I do have a couple managing my business, but because I was so close, they were depending on me too much. And I'm a pushover. I was just like, okay, if you need me, I was offering too much. I was overseeing too much. So coming to Mexico has been an opportunity for me for the first time since COVID to really just give myself that time to stop running around in circles like my hair is on fire and really make a concerted forward effort. And the first thing I did was I said, I'm taking one day off every week. And I took that one day off. And then I moved it to 2 days. So now my husband and I are taking 2 days off every week. Now, the second day off, we allow ourselves a little bit, if a client really needs us on our Saturday, we will talk to them, but no appointments are booked. The third thing I'm doing is I have one day a week starting next week that is committed only to doing the busy work that's required for my online program. So 4 days I'll be seeing clients, and one day I'll be working on the back end stuff that really needs to be done that just keeps piling up. And I feel better. Honestly, I'm starting to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning energized. And before, I usually get up at 6, but I come out of bed at 6 and I'm just, feeling sluggish and overwhelmed before my feet even hit the floor. And now I feel like I'm making progress. things, I think that the quality of the service I'm providing is going up, but I'm able to shut my brain off now because I'm forcing myself to do it. It's becoming a habit now rather than an intended function, right? And it's nice. I think that when we're building our business, we forget that we deserve that. And we just work so many hours and running around. Honestly, it gets to a point where it's like your hair is on fire. You think, if I don't go there, if I don't show up, everything's going to fall apart. And the truth of the matter is, it's more likely to fall apart if you don't give yourself time to rest than it is if you just say, that's it, nothing on Friday or nothing on Sunday, whatever day you choose. So I am starting to see it. And I do think it's a reflection of the day that I spent with you.
Oh,
Because you,
well, thank
when
you.
you and I were walking, you and I were walking, and I had mentioned something, and you said, you start taking a day off. And I was like, where I do sometimes. And you said, but do you really? And I started thinking about it, like, no, I don't really. So I'm starting to put my phone away on my time, and I'm just starting to allow myself. And it really is nice because I do deserve it.
100%. And that's the thing, is we get so caught up in being business owners and managing everything, we forget we're just people. And all of us, especially, we provide a service. We are service people. We are giving, we are helping other people. That's the cleaning industry, that's my industry. We are all helping people. For you guys, you're helping give other people time, whether that's time with their families or whatever. You're alleviating that pressure for them. And in that service industry, that does take a bit of a toll. And again, then who's serving us? Who's giving back to us? That's kind of still our job too, because we have to take care of us. So like, I know I tell all my clients, and I post online and stuff, like, self-care is not an option. It's mandatory. And literally what you just said, because you're not going to try and run your car on fumes all the time, barely puttering down the road. You fill that gas tank up and you barely touch the gas with some good gas, boom, your car is gone. That's us. We fill the tank, we put some premium in, get a good night's sleep, maybe we watch, the little chick flick with popcorn, whatever. You feel so much better. It's we allow our bodies and our minds to go into like rest mode, which allows them to heal. It allows them to rejuvenate. So really, when people, I know I've heard this, self-care is selfish. Well, you don't make your kids, weed the garden, mow the lawn, do all the chores till they literally pass out in bed. You're like, okay, good, we've done our work. Now go play, go have fun, go recharge. And for kids, obviously, they want to have fun and run around. But us older people, that's our couch time. That's our dinners out. That's our, right?
Yes. Whatever it is that feeds our soul, right?
Yes, exactly. And if we, like you, again, you laid it out so perfectly. If you don't recharge the battery, you're running at what, 20%? Now, how effective are you at even managing your business, servicing those clients? If you can, get out of bed and you're just like, oh, where did I put my keys in the freezer? What am I doing? Do you think you're cleaning properly? Do you think you're explaining things to your employees properly? Like, it's
Or
really
being
is
a good leader.
Yes, right. And then also on top of that, when you're not in that even above 70% mental state, if you guys are anything like I was, we're always on that edge of being irritated because we're tired, we're worn out. And that's no way to be a boss either. That's no way to go into work environment. Like, now you're hating your day. Oh my God, it's only 10 a.m. Like, nobody needs that. Or, like you said, you wake up refreshed and you're like, oh, what are we doing today? Oh, here's my schedule. Okay. Oh, look, it's lunch. What are we eating? Like, it sounds really cheesy, but truly it can be that simple,
That's amazing. So back to the day I spent with you. Whoop. I have this headphone or earbud or whatever you call it. Technology is not my friend. It falls out all the time. It never gives me any notice. It just falls out. But It's a good thing I'm not an anchor on some, like, we're watching a new series called The Morning Show. It's a good thing I'm not like, what's her name? Jennifer Aniston. Anyways, back to it. So the day I spent with you really, really has enriched my life. And I'm really excited because we get to spend a little more time together coming up. So I'm really blessed that way. But I just wanted to ask you, you had talked that you might give away some free sessions with you. So
Yes.
I think that it would be so amazing if some of the people in this group could get a chance to get to know you as well, because I know there are people out there that really need to see you.
So I've got 3 options right now. I am looking for 2 more people to give my whole 3-month package to for free. All I ask in return is when you get positives, when you get those, you're like, hey, this is working, write nice things about me. Little nice little testimonial, a nice little review. That's all I ask. And if something similarly, because we all grow, we all learn. If there's something that you can give me feedback also, because we can always, especially being business people, feedback is our lifeline. The more feedback we get, the better we get. Yeah. And then so I have that for 2 people. I'm looking for 1 more person to give just 4 sessions to. So that'll be 1 month. So not quite as big of a commitment. And then I have a 5-day challenge. So it'll be 30 to 45 minutes for 5 days in a row. It's kind of like a little taster of what we can do together. And if you're super structured, you can just take what I give you and run with it and check in with me later. And
That's
I'm
amazing.
Yeah, 3 people so far for that one. And same thing,
Okay.
like all for free. Just if I help you, awesome, write nice things.
The 5-day challenge, is that going to be online or is it
That'll
going to
be
be a group setting?
a one-on-one on like the Zoom type. I like Google Meets
Wow,
personally, but that's just me. But yeah, just a one-on-one.
that's amazing. That is amazing. Now, how could people be able to apply to win one of these free spots?
If people look me up on Facebook, Sonja, so Sonja, and then LD. I don't know if you've got my
Yeah, I'm just tagging
profile.
you I tagged you in the comments there.
Thank you. I have the 3-month package giveaway. I have my challenge brochure. I think I might have 2 brochures up there. And honestly, just send me a DM. You don't have to go over to my profile. Just send me a DM and be like, hey, pick me. I'd like this.
Yes, that's really amazing. And I think that anybody who is able to get in now will really benefit. And I know that just from the time I've spent with you, I know that your program is going to take off. And so, I know from my own program taking off, I used to help people free of charge quite a bit. But the more in demand you become, the less you're able to do that. So I really would like to stress, take advantage now if you're somebody who just doesn't have the funds to be able to help, to be able to afford something like this. And then tell your friends and family, like, come and see what Sonja has to offer you, and then let others know, because there's people out there who need your help. It's really not about free or paid. It's about people who really need the help. And coming out of COVID, I know we're a year and a half past the worst of it, but we've all got a lot of trauma and a lot of anxiety that came from that. And any help we can get is important. It's really important. So I
Well,
hope
and
that
that's sorry.
I was
Um,
just going on and on. That's all.
oh,
I'm
that
done.
I was just going to mention and especially people, because I understand whether people are afraid to commit to things or like, yeah, don't have the funds or whatever. Maybe you get to me in your busy life a month later and I don't have a freebie available right now. Pardon me, I do have a Facebook group, and in there I am always giving, my job, my life is to help people. So even you can go in the Facebook group if you're struggling. I DM or just ask general question in the Facebook group, like it's just there for support and for help. And I do write like tidbits and helpful things and try and help people that way. So I know I've had some even friends of mine that are just like, oh my God, I just can't do it right now. And I'm like, okay, don't want to stress you out. Maybe
If you feel like you can, if you feel like you can't do it right now, I think you should do it right now.
just literally what I said. But in that case, go read some posts in my Facebook group. They will probably also still help a little.
Yes, yes. That's good.
So,
I see that Nina just joined us just as we're just wrapping it up. But before we do wrap it up, because you took the time to actually come to the call, Nina, just wondering, do you have any questions for Sonja?
I do not, but I wanted to get in. My calendar did not give me a reminder, so I'm a little late, but.
Yeah, I'm so sorry about that.
No, I feel
should
like
do
this
better
is
with-
technical issue week.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Hey, I have a few different VAs and they are all experiencing different types of issues with their tech. So it's been a bumpy week for my program. We're getting through.
Yeah.
It seems like I'm the only one that doesn't get to have a power outage this week. I'm like, I don't really use a power outage.
You know, and it's funny because that's, again, so it happened to me today during a session. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm in sentence. But it's like, okay, well, I can't make the power come back on. Oh, that's another thing I love. Learn it, love it, live it, is if you can't fix it, don't worry about it. It's a waste of time and energy. So I couldn't fix the power. All I could do is hope it came back on soon. So I grab a book, I read, because I'm not going to waste my energy sitting in front of the laptop. Oh my God. What's my client thinking? Is she mad at me? Is it going to happen? What's going to happen? Like, it'll come on when it comes on. And then we'll pick up, or maybe we reschedule. That's as simple as it is. It's just, you have to choose how you react.
Thank you so much. It's been really, really great advice today. I really appreciate everything that you've done. And I'd love to have you on again someday and delve in again. It's really important stuff. I'm hoping that it will really have some people thinking, and I'm sure that you'll see some DMs. So I'm really excited for you and everything going on with you. I think the world is really lucky that you've chosen this path.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I actually, well, and obviously I'm a chatty Cathy, so I had a blast today. This was super fun. And hopefully, even if people just, some of the little tidbits, like, you know, make your list, schedule, whatever you're doing, focus, give it that, square breathing. Like, even if they take that and run with it, if that helps, great. I've achieved something. So I love it. It's good. It's been fun. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you. I'll just end the live now, and then Sonja will talk a little after, but I'm going to end the live now. We'll see you all soon. Oh, let's see here if I can get closer so my hand stays. It's just so lovely to see you all. I love doing this, and we'll see you soon. Let me see if I can figure out how. Stop it. It's stopped. Nina, thank you so much for being here. It is over, but there is the replay in the Facebook group will be there for 30 days. So you've got lots of time, but you do have Sonja here. She is hostage and we have about 6 minutes. So probably could answer a question for you. She's driving, so I don't want to pressure her too much.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm driving right now, but I didn't get a lot of the meeting, but if you could, right now what I'm doing is exploring a lot of interesting marketing strategies. So I was wondering, what is your favorite marketing strategy or the one that you've seen the most success?
Oh,
thank you. Is this, did you mean from an anxiety level or just in general marketing for the cleaning business?
Well, now that we're talking about anxiety, I think something that I've been dealing with recently is that the more there's moving objects or more success in the business, there's obviously more moving components. and I'm struggling with kind of categorizing each of them, and then I guess almost like compartmentalizing each. Well, but once I, finish one task, I put that away and I don't focus on it. Instead, I will like just keep thinking about it and no linger.
Okay, so do you currently make lists? Do you have things organized in separate, like, for example, don't laugh too hard. I have about 6 notebooks on the table with me that I have. Each notebook is for a different marketing, a different challenge, a different things to do. Like, so I have lots of notes. But it works for my brain. And that's what helps me organize. Do you have an organized system where you can write things down so your mind doesn't have to keep thinking about it?
Yeah, that's what I've started doing, and that's helped a lot. I used to do it, and I don't think I capture all the aspects that it has, all the features.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, so I will say, again, this is just from my personal history. Don't be afraid of the list. When I first was starting out, just getting control of my anxiety and all that, I literally had so many lists that I actually made lists to organize my lists, which sounds pretty ridiculous, but it 100% helps. So I had my list, like, I have to do today, want to do things to get done in the future. And I have separate lists for personal, like house, shopping, whatever, separate lists for business. Again, business, it's the what do I have to do today? What can wait? What can someone else do? And even like I said, I had to make lists to organize my lists. I'm stapling things. I had my piles. So I feel if it's already helped you making the list, really commit to that. And it's, if you think of something, write it down right away. If you're not at home, put it in the phone, write it on that list when you get home. It's a subconscious thing of what, when we see it written down, our brain doesn't feel the need to constantly remember and have that hamster wheel bringing it back all the time. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I like that. I like that idea a lot. I think my mind is going on the hamster wheel a lot, especially actually like the last 2 days. 3 days, like I haven't been able to sleep or anything and just keeps going and going. So like even like the mundane things of like I have to air up my tire, it's just over and over, like just circle.
Been there, done that. I used to average about 3 to 4 hours of sleep a night, because when I finally got to sleep, I'd wake up at God o'clock in the morning and never get back to sleep again. Because it's the dumbest things. Did I fold my pants? Like, what? Like, who cares? It's 2 a.m. Like, but that's what we do.
Exactly.
So once we write that down, I do have, well, if you rewatch this video, I have a breathing technique where it kind of focuses you inward. But I find it something really helpful to get me to sleep is, I don't know if you've ever done yoga, how your body awareness is. But I go through and I start at my toes and I wiggle them, and okay, toes relaxed. Okay, calves relax, thighs relax. And I will move up my body and then literally jaw relax. Okay, face, okay, relax. And sometimes I do that back in the day, 5, 6 times. When you can get your body fully relaxed, somehow it just knows to go to sleep. And this is very odd. I still find it odd, but that like yoga thing, boy, doesn't that shut down those voices in your head in a heartbeat. You're like, what?
Especially if you do it loud enough.
Don't wake your partner. But I did have that even the other night. I kept thinking I had a few different things for the next day, and I have not had trouble falling asleep in such a long time, because pretty good at it now, and all of a sudden I just, inside my head, I'm like, and all the voices, that just fills your head. And I was like, oh, that's great. And I'm gone. So I don't know if
That's
that
awesome.
body awareness would help. Yeah.
Thanks so much, Nina. I hope you got to hear that. I am sorry, I'm going to have to close the meeting because I am going to another meeting, which is what I'm preoccupied with here. The person's
Sorry.
messaging me for their link. So
I get
we're
chatty.
gonna move on to the next thing. This was quality. I am so glad that I took time out of my life to do this with you, and I can't wait to do it with you again.
Me too. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. See you soon.
Thank you.